What is happening? Welcome to another pitcher video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollack, and we had an MLB debut from Edward Cabrera yesterday. Oh, so exciting. I love this stuff. This is one of my favorite elements of baseball. These young guys that we get excited about. We sit down, we watch them, and they impress us most of the time, or sometimes they don't, but we don't know. And that mystery box feeling of just something new and fresh is really, really cool every time. If you don't know them at all, the first thing you should do, you should stop watching this video. You should go to pitcherlist.com. Andy Patton put out a 3,000 word article, 22 GIFs about this start. You should read it. It's a lot more in depth on this. I figured I could break down a single inning with you well and just give you a quick look. But really, if you want to understand Edward Cabrera, you should be reading that article. 22 GIFs, really quick, easy just to kind of breeze through as well if you need to do that. But it's an awesome, awesome piece. Andy just killed that. So definitely go and do that at the site. But hey, right. Who is this guy? What does he do? He throws 96-97 as a four-seamer with decent command from what I saw yesterday. A changeup and a breaker. So it's like 87, or it's like 83 to 87 or so. Savant is saying that it's a curveball and a slider different. Two different distinct pitches, one in low 80s, one to the upper 80s. We'll see it today. And we're going to look at the fourth inning here, as he didn't have many whiffs or strikeouts, which is kind of surprising given his stuff. And yeah, we'll talk about that. So here he is, fourth inning here against Alcides Escobar. And he starts him off with a curveball. I love this. I love that attack. Fourth inning or so, get first pitch strikes. He just misses it. And this is a good pitch for that purpose. Just misses it, but I love that approach. Almost free real estate. I'm into this. I'm certainly into this. Now, because he misses with that, I imagine he's going back with a fastball. So he wants to just get a strike. And that's actually a changeup. A really nice one. This is at 91. It's coming out of his hand. You can actually maybe even make out the fact that he has like more fingers behind this. I don't know if you can really see that. But it starts right in the middle. This looks so meaty. And then he just keeps going in and in and in and in. And I mean, by the end, look at this excellent drop. And the fact that it's in and off the plate, something I talk about with sinkers a lot, is the number one stat I look for in a sinker is not ground ball rate. That's good. It's O-swing. And essentially that, to me, says they're getting swings underneath the zone or inside on the sinker. Maybe away against a lefty, but most of the time it's about jamming the same armed guys. And the more that you can get your pitches to start on the plate and end out, it's not just for breaking balls. It's also for your fastballs and changeups. This is always going to be a foul ball. I mean, this is really, I can't emphasize enough how constant that is a free strike. Awesome pitch here from Cabrera. And 91 too, which is actually really important. We'll talk about in a moment. But awesome pitch there. You got your strike. Look at this. I love this whole look he has. And he goes back with another one. And now this one's at 93. We haven't even seen a fastball. He has 3 secondary pitches. Essentially, he's earned 2 strikes, and I'm really close with the first one, too, and he's hovering around the zone. Not at all what I expected from Cabrera. From Cabrera. I can do that. Because I expected a guy that had some command issues. He had walked a lot of guys recently in the minors. And to see him in the zone, not only with, I mean, we haven't even seen the fastball yet, but with secondary stuff, it's really impressive. So that's really, really cool. Now at 1-2, you haven't even showed the fastball. What I would love to see is a high heater. I don't really think that's Cabrera's game, though. And we'll see what we get. Oh, hey, look at that. It's 97 up. So, I mean, I think he overthrew that. I think they were actually trying to go here. He overthrew this. I want to see it there. But that seemed like a little bit of chaos. I would try again, honestly. That's what I would go with. Like, no, execute that pitch. Because, I mean, he's still really thinking about those breakers more. You're pitching backward. Think of it this way. Guy was fastball first, would throw 3 fastballs, and then miss on a breaking ball at 1-2, right? What do I want him to do? I want him to throw that breaking ball again at 2-2. It's the same idea, just reverse the pitch types. But he's not going to do that, I don't think. And he throws a slider. That's a really good one. That is, wow, that's really impressive. So, yeah, I do agree that there is the loopy 12-6 curveball, the 8-3. The 83 that we saw earlier in that bat, and this is more of a sweeper at 87. I mean, look at this. This is a lot of potential. This is starting right over here and then falls out. Really good job by Escobar. I mean, he is so beat. I'm amazed. I'm absolutely amazed. Look at where, but like, oh my god, I'm shocked that he got anything on this. And that's a really, really good pitch from Cabrera. He'll get those whiffs over time. And throws a changeup. Now, 94 though, and this is kind of why I was talking about the 91 before, because the velocity gap, very important. 97 and 91. You know, when you throw a changeup, there are two elements that you're really, really relying on here. It's not just the movement, but it's also the change in speeds. The larger that you have of that, Johan Santana would have 10 to 15 miles per hour difference on his changeup. And that's why that back in the day was so good. It's because it looked identical to the fastball, but then all of a sudden you just swing ahead of it every time. If you're throwing a changeup at 93 or 94, it better be like Zach Greinke's and Felix Hernandez's with absurd amount of drop, because then you're not beating them on the velocity gap. So seeing 93, 94 on his changeups, not actually what you want. You're saying, oh no, harder is better. It's not actually what you want with a changeup. You want it closer to 90, 91. This was not even good too. I mean, it did have a bit of a drop to it, and that's why you got foul ball as opposed to a crushed pitch. But it's not ideal. And there's another breaking ball. I gotta say, like, there's multiple ways to feel about this. So you could say, well, it's awesome that he's getting a ton of O swing, right? He's getting a lot of swings of pitches off the plate. We saw the slider away. We saw a curveball there. We saw a changeup inside. The other thing, though, is that none of those three pitches returned a whiff. And generally, I like listening to the batters, getting a sense of pitchers. It looks good. I love the fact that he's doing that. And maybe it's just one of those days where the hitters were on that. But if guys are executing that stuff and we're not getting those results, there's often something about the pitcher that makes those pitches more hittable and easier to make contact with. Maybe it's just Alcides Escobar being Escobar and just really scrappy in that way. All right. So there's a changeup. You can actually see Soto. Look at this. He's pulling out. He thinks this is a fastball that's going to come here. He's pulling out. Oh, man. Look at that. Woo. So much movement. 92. He's giving a nod. Again, 92, that's better than 93, 94. Kind of shocking. In the middle of the plate there. And to see that reaction to it, you might think you go back to it one more time. We'll see what happens. He does again, and it freezes Soto a second time. That's right down the middle, twice with changeups. Wow. Batter's telling you things. So I don't know what Soto is looking for. Maybe he was looking for a slider or curveball and just pretty much gave up both times to those. Did not expect a second changeup in a row like that. If I'm Cabrera, then I want to go fastball because I feel that Soto's being passive on those changes because he's looking for something with break. Let's see what we get. And there he was he held up, but yeah, that if he's looking here there, he does swing over that because that's got a lot of filthy break to it. I mean, this is really this is a great 0-2 pitch, I gotta say. Starts in the zone, goes through the danger zone and underneath it. I think if someone that's not Soto, that's a swing and a miss. Really good pitch. And you haven't shown him heat yet. If you can go up and in right now, you got him dead to rights. Maybe a changeup away, but tries, I think, a changeup because you can see how much movement that was, 94. And I got to say, I'm really surprised. Maybe it's because it's the fourth inning, the second time through the lineup or something. But I am really surprised that we're not seeing more heaters. He throws 97, with decent command of it. And there's a changeup again. He was just passive with Soto and gets a double play. A lot of good movement on it. It's not the best location. That all three of those they're supposed to be down here. And all three of them were middle of the plate. I think he needs to improve on that one. I know it's Soto and all, and normally when I see that stuff, I go, oh, against good teams and stuff. No, that's Soto. But it doesn't inspire a ton of confidence with that. And there's a curveball. That's really good. That's free real estate. Or they swing, and what do you know? It's an out. I mean, this is even better than free real estate. What's better than a strike? An out? No, this is really good. I'm super happy with this. And it's kind of shocking. I think we saw one fastball this entire inning. Is that right? I'm looking over here and just to double check this. Yeah, one fastball the entire inning at 97. That's absolutely nuts. For a guy that throws 96, 97, that's atypical. I think that I'll say this. I think this is great. To see a guy out of the gate throwing tons of secondaries means that he's willing to adapt and have a, fine-tune the approach to actually get it right instead of just like, hey, hit my glove, fastballs all day, that kind of thing. There's obviously a good amount of things inside this repertoire, right? There's the curveball that he was able to get down and in. Just Soto, he didn't get on. The changeup was being relied on. Curveballs for strikes. A good slider to a right-hander. I think there is a really nice arsenal. That the 2 strikeouts that you saw, I think that might be the lowest amount he'll have all year. So I'm really excited about this for Cabrera. He has the stuff. The question really is how much are we going to see of him, considering there's going to be a log jam with Trevor Rogers and Pablo Lopez both returning for the Marlins later. I guess I should say in September. But maybe it's a 6-man rotation. I mean, they want to take care of these arms. We'll see what happens. Cabrera is an exciting guy, and I'm looking forward to really watching him come into his own with his repertoire. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's pitcher video breakdown. As always, you can watch this live on Twitch at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every single weekday morning. Come by. It's a great time. It's wonderful. We've got another month and change left of it as we go through the season. That's going to do it for today. So my name is Nick Pollack, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.